Okay, today we're going to be talking about following directions. So when we follow directions at Lynchwood, our goal is for students to be able to follow directions the first time they're given in order to accomplish tasks correctly, promptly, and not take away from learning time. The rationale, which is the reason behind why we do things, is learning how to follow directions is an important life skill needed for many situations, including education, work, and my personal favorite, being a lawful citizen. So the positive way to follow directions is number 1, to have a quiet voice. Number 2, eyes on speaker. Number 3, hands and feet still. Number 4, you listen to all of the directions and information. And then number 5, you begin your task immediately as soon as the teacher asks you to do so. All right, now we're going to get a chance to practice the positive way to follow directions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and get out your books for reading time.
Stop doing the basketball at me. I'm tired of it. What are you doing?
Hey, not quite what I had in mind. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go over the negative way, the things we make sure we don't do when we're following directions. So number 1, we make sure we're not yelling out, we're not shouting out, we're not talking to our neighbors.
You promised yesterday you'd sit with me at lunch today, but you sat with Kelsey yesterday, and Kelsey's not talking to me. Lisa, would you promise to sit with me at lunch today? Lisa!
We also don't keep our eyes away from the speaker. We make sure we're not pounding our desks, we're not getting up, we're not banging on the desks, and we're not kicking. Also playing around, ignoring the teacher and interrupting, kind of on the negative side.
Bathroom. Miss Blevins, can I go to the bathroom? Miss Blevins, I gotta go. Miss Blevins, I gotta go. I need to go to the bathroom.
Playing around, refusing to start, and ignoring directions is also under the negative category of following directions. All right, at Lynchwood, there's an almost but not quite way to follow directions. We make sure that we're not whispering. Our eyes aren't moving back and forth. We're sure to make sure that we're not light tapping, sliding our hands across the desk, or playing with fingers. Also, once the teacher's given a direction, asking them to repeat the direction again and again, and asking questions before the teacher's finished is something we make sure we don't do. And hesitating slightly when the teacher gives a direction, almost but not quite. So at Lynchwood, we make sure when we're following directions, we never yell out, we never shout out, we never talk to our neighbors. What do we do instead?
Quiet voices.
Perfect. Also, eyes away from speaker. Do we have that here? What do we do instead?
Eyes on speaker.
Then we make sure there's no pounding our desks, getting up, banging the desks, or kicking. What do we do instead?
Hands and feet still.
We make sure we're not playing around, ignoring the teacher, or interrupting. Instead, the positive way is to
listen to all information.
Then playing around, refusing to start, and ignoring directions is not something we want to see in the classroom. What do we do instead?
Begin task immediately.
Today we've learned all about following directions and how to do it the correct way, the positive way. We've learned about how to make those great choices to be successful. So we're going to try it the right way. Please get out a book to read. Thank you.